this is my opinion, and I'm sure many people in the audience will disagree with this, but I want to say it's a fact. I think women are more emotional than men. Men are more logical thinkers, problem solvers. That's just studies.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is the final day of America Fest here, Turning Point USA. It was electrifying. Over 20,000 people here to see the President Donald Trump on stage. And we saved the best for last for our interview here at America Fest. So I'm excited today on Facts Over Feelings. We're joined by Alexander Spellane, the dynamic CEO of Fisher Capital, a leading retailer in precious metals. Alexander specializes in helping high net worth investors diversify their portfolio with long-term financial security through tangible assets. What's truly remarkable is Alexander's journey. Despite not attending college, he made his first million before turning 30. His story is one of grit, determination, and vision, some you're going to hear about today. And he's built a thriving business while managing his team, serving his clients, and giving back to his community. Excited to have you on the show, my friend Alexander. Welcome.
David, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, where I like to start with everybody is maybe give everybody a little bit more about your background and your particular American dream story.
Oh man, I told this story last night. I was at dinner with John and a few other donors of Turning Point USA. And, you know, my American dream story started when I turned 18, I guess. You know, I didn't go to college, so I actually wanted to pursue acting and music. I wanted to do something in entertainment. I moved to Los Angeles to, you know, get into an environment where there was industry for it. And, you know, once I got there, the cost of living was very high. I struggled. I found myself homeless at one point. And, you know, I wasn't homeless for too long, but, you know, I owed the bank money. I didn't have a place to live. I ended up living in a hostel. Throughout that process, you know, I was looking to find a 9-to-5 job to have stability so I could do music at night and have a set schedule. And, you know, basically I stumbled into sales. I found a 9-to-5 sales job. I excelled at sales. I had a passion for it. You know, I've heard Mark Cuban say this. He's like, oh, if I lost everything today, the first thing I would do is I would go get a job in sales and I would make it back.
It's applicable to most any field.
Because I didn't have a college education and because, you know, I didn't really have connections. You know, I realized that I can only generate based on like what I can produce by myself. That's the only opportunity I really had, and I saw it as an uncapped earning opportunity. So from there, I just kind of worked my way up. I stumbled into precious metals. That was kind of the big leagues of any of the sales I had done. And after a few years working for other firms, I started my own. I thought I could do it better, and I was right. I think we do it better than pretty much anyone else that we compete with. And we've been the title sponsor of Turning Point USA now for 3 years. And you know, we have another year ahead of us with big plans. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm really grateful that we were able to support an organization that helped Donald Trump get reelected. So I know what I've done is small in comparison to, you know, some people I know that have given like $40 million to Donald Trump's campaign. But I mean, I know that we did make a difference. We paid for 2 rallies. One was in Duluth, Georgia, and the other one was in Vegas. And Donald Trump ended up winning Georgia and Nevada. So, you know, I do feel like we helped make a difference.
No, I love that. And thank you for your service and your patriotism there. Yeah. And I guess when you first took that precious model job, did you envision what it was going to, you know, I guess, evolve into? Did you envision starting your own precious metal company? You know, what did that look like in the very early beginnings?
To be honest with you, no. I envisioned myself being a vice president of a big firm because I just saw the other positions that were there, and I was competing to be number one where I was. I wasn't necessarily looking to you know, emulate a business model and And I didn't necessarily have the confidence to do that at the time, but other people actually put me up to it. Other people around me would tell me, you're one of the best salespeople I've ever heard. You are being held back from your true potential by staying where you are. Yep. And that a lot of that was from a marketer that generated precious metals leads, and he couldn't sell obviously, but he had the leads, and he was like, if I just had you closing these, I know we would both make a bunch of money together. So
it's interesting because your story sounds very familiar to mine, and I think it's just really comes down to success leaves clues, right? It was like, I got my first sales job. I got into retail. I had some life events happen, so to speak. Company closed down, had health issues, and it forced me into entrepreneurship. Yeah. Started out and grew the company from there. And it was almost this very similar thing when you say the leads, right? Because we started talking to marketing different companies, and the landscape and the culture in the insurance industry was like nobody wanted to work the leads. So we came in there and just did things differently than anybody else did, put in the level of work that nobody else was willing to put in, and then we got results early on like nobody else was getting. And I'm willing to bet that was probably
very, very similar. We were able to scale very fast as a result of that. It's exactly the same as what you just described. And success is just when opportunity meets preparedness. I was clearly prepared. I was at the top of my game as a salesperson and in customer service, and I had really good quality of people that were highly interested in buying precious metals, and that's all it was. It was sales and marketing, and it came together, and then we continued to evolve it.
No, it's amazing.
There's a lot of trial and error to perfect things, right? But I'm really grateful, and we've been very fortunate, to say the least.
No, that's incredible. And what I find is on that path to success, especially those that are listening out there, they're out there, they maybe want to take a leap. They want to do something different with their life. They want to follow the American dream. What I typically find is there's that tipping point, right? There's that defining moment. What was the defining moment that took you from, hey, employee in an organization that I have to do this, I must do this, that started you on the journey?
It was actually a lack of confidence in the company I was working at. I went from a very, very big firm that was very well established. I hit a ceiling, and I realized like if I was going to be able to move up or have a higher position, I needed to go to a smaller firm first. So, I was a small fish in a big pond.
Yep.
And then I became a big fish in a small pond.
Yep.
What encouraged me to start my own company was actually like I had done over 20 million in sales by myself with a very small team. I closed all the deals. They were all my clients, and they all did business with the firm because of me, and they just loved me. They loved, I connected with these people, right? And that's really what's so important about this type of position is it is a talent-based position. You're in sales, that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's completely talent-based, and I can teach anyone a sales script. I can teach anybody how to speak the language, right? And I can give them all the knowledge in the world about, what I know about gold. But I can't teach them to be likable.
Yeah. I can't teach them to have grit. Can't teach them to have integrity.
I can't teach those things, right? So that is where the talent comes in. Some people have this it factor, and usually, and I'm sure you've experienced this with your team. When I hire somebody, I know if they're going to be really great off the bat.
Oh, absolutely.
I know who's going to kill it and who's not. I know who's going to be average, and I know, and I won't hire them if there's no value, obviously. My best guys, I always knew were going to be my best guys from day one.
Yep.
And, you have to invest in them, obviously, and you've got to build them up. But it's not overnight. But for me, I came in kind of already seasoned, right? And I was ready, and it was a matter of that was the opportunity that I needed, and I seized it, and I built a team, and I basically helped build up the whole company. And the guy didn't reinvest any money into anything. He just kept pocketing it for himself. He had us on old computers, and at one point I didn't even have a working printer. It was impeding my ability to work. I lost confidence in the leadership there, to be honest with you. So when I lost confidence and I realized like this firm is like nothing without me, and look, other people in sales think they're bigger than they are, right? And I've had that issue with salespeople who will, like, when they start coming in late, or they're the top closer, they get a little complacent, they take their foot off the gas, and they have that mentality, like, oh, this firm's going to be nothing without me. I close all the deals.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's in their head and it's just ego, and sometimes it is true. And then for me, it was true. And that's what gave me the confidence to really do it myself. When you start your own company, though, like you have, if you do it the way I did it, where you leave one opportunity to go to another, and especially in sales, you leave your pipeline, and you have to start over, and you have a gap in your income. So like I think like the hesitation I had was really like, you know, I was making more money than I'd ever made in my life, and there was a part of me that was like, you know, what if I don't make this much money again? You know, it's the best opportunity I had. It's hard to walk away from. So.
No, and I think a lot of people face that too when they're going into it. There's the fear of the unknown, and sometimes you do got to take that step back for a leap forward. But some of the things I just heard there was, I mean, you really can't do big things in life alone. You got to have a great team around you, a great, just like President Trump we just saw on the stage, he's got a great council, he's got a great cabinet around him. He wouldn't be who he's going to be these next 4 years without those different people there. And you know, that's what we found too. We run a recruiting company, and we have to change the mindset of all the business owners that are out there that we work with. Because what they're looking for, hey, how do I get to the path of least resistance and ease my pain? I lost a key player, and I want to fill that spot right away. And what they're trying to do, can I get an experienced, licensed person that already knows the business? And what we find more times than not, the rock star that fits that avatar isn't out in a normal job pool. It's typically a bad employee that went business to business to business. So while it might sound good, I can hire this person that I don't need to train. Well, you're taking on somebody else's problems of somebody that's hopped place to place to place.
And they always come with baggage and bad habits.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? And for me, what I like is somebody who has light experience in sales, but no experience in precious metals. Because that person is completely moldable. They're completely, you know, they haven't been tainted in any way, and you know, their mind hasn't been, you know, warped to do things the wrong way, right?
Before we ask you the final question we always ask on this phone, what facts over feelings means to you. If you had the authority of the president for one day, and you had the ability to wave that executive pen on anything that would shape the landscapes in some capacity in America, that was your legacy when you're long and gone, what would that be, that one thing be, and why?
I'd have to prioritize what I think is the most important at the time that I had that opportunity. Rather than what's most important to me, I'd have to prioritize what was most important for the country. And I really think the border is the biggest problem, to be honest. Like that's
without a border, we don't have a country.
Yeah, and that's a fact of the matter.
It's been a great, and I'd just like to know, what does facts over feelings mean to you?
I think that's a good slogan for Turning Point USA, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that it reminds me of Charlie Kirk, because people they're very emotional. This is my opinion, and I'm sure many people in the audience will disagree with this, but I want to say it's a fact. I think women are more emotional than men. Men are more logical thinkers, problem solvers. There's actually a study that shows this. Check it out. If there is a clear screen between a baby and its mother, if it's a girl, she cries. She needs help. And if it's a boy, he actually tries to climb over it, he goes around it. It's a real study that was done. I really believe that it makes them think more emotionally. Historically, and this is a fact, historically men have always led. We are leaders, that's what we do, that is our role. It's in the Bible. Like, I mean, that's what we are supposed to do. If we're in a position now where the men they're not in a position to lead because they're being told what to do, they're not free thinking anymore, they're emotional. You ever try to, like, I don't know how to say this. You ever try to just like have a conversation with someone who's highly emotional, but you're just trying to be like very straightforward with them? And it's like, it's on the roadmap, you're like this, they're like this, you're just trying to go straight. And they're trying to take all these different detours to where I'm just trying to get you, right? And I feel like that's the problem, is that there's not enough men that are able to lead very efficiently anymore. And I think it has to do with what I just stated. So, I mean, I think facts over feelings is like, I just try to look at things for what they are, and I try to be very straightforward, and I try to problem solve, man, and I'm solutions based. I can't let my own emotions influence my decision making process sometimes, and that's hard, right?
Oh, 100%.
The biggest thing is oftentimes what is it, real discipline, the best discipline is restraint, right?
Yep.
So even if my mind's going somewhere, I don't let it.
No, well, that's great, man. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. And how can people follow you? How can they work with you?
You can go to fishercapitalgroup.com. For this event, we had a special keyword, and I'll give it for your listeners. So if you're a listener of Facts Over Feelings, you text METALS to 26786. That's METALS to 26786. We'll actually send you a free silver coin. So when you text METALS to 26786, you'll get a link texted back to you. You click that link, just fill in your name, phone number, and email, and we'll send you more information, and we'll reach out to you for that free silver coin. You'll also qualify for a promotion to get up to $20,000 in exclusive silver with qualified orders. So I really encourage people to take advantage of that because we only do it for Turning Point USA. It's the only time of year that we do it. So.
No, that's awesome. Well, I mean, that's an incredible offer. So you heard it. You heard where to text. You get a free silver coin, and it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show today.
David,
thank you so much for your time. Love your story. Thank you for being a fellow patriot. And thank you, listeners, for watching another episode of Facts Over Feelings. We are out, and we are closing the event here at Turning Point USA America Fest Day 4. Let's go, baby.